I'm sure somebody else has done this or has created this. Me personally, I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to take all the credit, even though I thought about it. I'm thinking cakes in a tin. I mean, we buy these tins, we put cookies in them, and we give them as gifts. But why can't we do a cake? All right, I know you guys know how I make my cake mix, so I'm just making a yellow cake mix, nothing super fancy. As you guys know, I always sift my cake mix first, so that's what I am going to do. My cake mix sifted in the bowl, and now I'm going to add a half a cup of melted butter, because why not? And if you have never seen my videos before, the half a cup of melted butter will replace the half a cup of oil that is requested on, or suggested as I call it, on the back of the cake mix box. Sorry, I got you guys behind me. So I'm just gonna kind of mix this up a little bit. I am going to add some water. I'm going to add a half a cup of water. And actually maybe not even that. This is what I'm gonna do. So I actually don't have milk, but what I do have is I have some International House Delight French Vanilla Coffee Creamer. So it calls for a cup of water. So instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a half a cup of coffee creamer, maybe a little bit more. And then I'm going to add a half a cup of milk, because the coffee creamer is very thick. Usually I would do 1 whole cup, but I actually don't have that much left, and it is my roommate's. So yeah. So I'm not going to add that much water. It's like a little bit less than a cup, so I'm going to add that in. And then mix this up some. To start adding my eggs. You don't need a hand mixer. When you sift, like I said, when you sift that cake mix, look how smooth. There is no lumps. There is nothing in this cake mix right now. And that's all from sifting it. Okay. I'm very happy with how this looks. So, all right, I'm gonna put this in here. I'm gonna wash my hands because I did get eggy stuff on it. Paper towel, please. Okay, we got our cake mix done. I'm gonna set up the cake pans, move this out of the way, and I shall return. So I got my batter in my layered tins, as you can see. The oven is preheated to 325. And now I'm just going to slide these in and not try to set myself on fire as my shirt is going in the oven. That's not good. Got all 4 layers in. I'm gonna set my timer for about 15 minutes and then I'll check them and see if they're done, and then we'll let them cool and we'll move on to the next spot. Okay guys, so I have taken my cake layers out of the oven. They had to bake for a little bit longer than 15 minutes. I think they were in there for about 20, 22. They got very brown, which is fine. As you can see, I don't know how well you can see, there's quite a bit of a dome, which is fine, and that's kind of what I wanted. That's why I purposely overfilled, because they're very short. That's like the whole size of the cake pan, but I did that for a reason. Oops, sorry, my big old fat finger's in the way. I did that for a reason because, one, I'm just gonna cut off the tops. I'm gonna save them, repurpose them, but I wanted you to see how high they baked up. And I could have baked another layer and used all 5, but I particularly just didn't want to do that. So I'm gonna cut these and level these, and then as soon as they cool, we'll move on. I just wanted to tune in real quick and just show you what I've done so far. So I just cut and trimmed. There was like a little hard edge around here. I just trimmed it because of the simple fact, like I said, around here there was like a little hard edge, like all around this side. And then the one thing about these pans, and the one thing about Wilton pans that drive me crazy, and I'm sure it does other cake bakers, is that, look at their, I don't know how well you can see it, but this side bevels out. And that's the thing, if you can stack it, if you can stack the pans inside of one another, then you don't have a straight edge cake pan. And it's frustrating. So I actually started to cover the top, and then I said, no, I don't like the side. So I just basically trimmed the edges and got the cake pretty much straight. So now I'm just gonna cover the cake in Nutella, and soon as all my sides and edges and the cake is covered, I shall return. And Nutella, PS, is very messy. Okay, so my cake is now covered in Nutella. I actually only needed 2 layers. So this is like the perfect kind of gift for like one person or maybe like 2 people. They can split the cake. And also depending on how rich it is. So which also leaves you with 2 more layers. 3 if you made all 5 of the simple layers of this. And so now you have like basically 2 2 small cakes to give as gifts inside of a tin. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to roll out some white fondant. I'm going to cover the little cake and then move on to the next part. Okay, so my little itty bitty cake is covered in fondant. I cleaned around the edges. So now I'm going to open this pack of, I wish I had like a easier way to open it. And I don't know if it's just, okay, here we go. I don't know what my cat is getting into, but it sounds like she's getting into trouble. Sorry for all the crinkling noise. I was trying to get it even as possible. And now we're just gonna slide the cake in. I think that is much better. And then you can fold it a little bit, and then you can still get the lid on, and then you have your cake. But now, let's decorate and design this bad boy. So this is why I said don't worry about the sides, because you have the parchment paper. So I'm gonna do a simple basic design. Like I said, you can, if you wanted to, have it match the front of your tin. Like this one's a Christmas tree. You can take like a Christmas tree cookie cutter and put a Christmas tree here. You can paint it with food coloring and vodka, make it all whimsical. Okay, so I have some green fondant here, and I just softened it up in the microwave. And I'm just gonna take a little bit off because this isn't a big piece of cake. And I'm gonna rewrap this up nice and tight, just like that. And what I have, now you can use molds. I have this holly mold. I'm not gonna use this one today, but this is like a good little mold if you need some like holly leaves. I'm not quite sure what that's for. But yeah, I have some holly leaves here, and then there's like berries and stuff like that. I also have, this is what I usually use, are my holly plungers. I have different sizes, and I also have single leaf holly plungers. So I'm going to be using a variety of these to make my wreath cake. Also, something else that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually put a ribbon through and maybe make a little bow on the cake. So I also have my ribbon cutter, and I have some squiggly, the little squiggly cutters here. So that way I can make the ribbon and give it like a little flair and make it a little fancy. I also have here, this is a little embosser. I got this with my ugly sweater cookie cutter, and I have this little chevron like sweater print, and then I might roll this on the fondant before I cut it and make the ribbon, just to give it like a little pattern. This also has like little deer with the hearts on it, and there's another one under here that's just Christmas trees, but it's gonna be a red ribbon. So I didn't want to go too crazy with the green. And then I think I might put a couple snowflakes on it, because as we all know, I absolutely love snowflakes. And then I do have some of this most wonderful, this stuff is so pretty, snow glitter sprinkles. So I might put some of that on there. And then I also use these red balls in here for holly berries. So this isn't a Christmas mix. I usually just have one whole container of just the red balls, but I don't know where it is at the current time. So I'm just gonna use this. I'll open that up and use them. And I made my own edible glue. What I do to make my edible glue is I just take some warm-ish water and I put a piece of fondant in there. As you can see, there's still little chunks, but this stuff, it gets thick, and yeah, that's how I make my edible glue. So let me start rolling this out. I'm gonna put some cornstarch down here. And then I'm just gonna start rolling this green out. And then I'm just gonna take my holly cutter, I'm gonna squeeze it down in there, twist a little bit and twist it right out. And what I always do is flip it over. I wipe the bottoms off, put it down, press it down on in there, and then pop it out. And then there we have our first holly leaf. Now I'm gonna make a couple of big ones first, and then I'm gonna go in with the smaller ones and like with the singles.
And I'm gonna do that, and then we'll start assembling our wreath. So this is gonna be fun. I wish I could play Christmas music. Can't I would get demonetized for not playing royal-free music. I had to buy that one song that you guys hear in my intro, which was like $2. I'm like, for royalty-free music, that stuff is pricey. Shouldn't it be free? But I guess if you're using free music, you gotta pay to have the right to use it, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I'll be back getting my stuff cut out.
Okay, so I have some holly cut out. I'll probably need more, but I'm gonna start with this. I'm gonna bring my little itty bitty cake over here, and I'm gonna start like just kind of placing them on the cake. You guys need to see. Well, that moves up, but okay. So I'm just gonna kind of strategically place these. I think I'll do this like this, because that way I have like the two coming towards the edge. I'm kind of placing them down before I glue them. This fondant's a little dried out, so I also think holly is also is shiny, so I might take some piping gel and put some piping gel just to kind of shine it up a little bit. So I'm just kind of, I don't know, decorating it a little bit. So I don't know if I should do it like that all the way around. No, I'm just gonna do it like this. And then just kind of spread these out some. And then I'll put this other big one over here, because I still wanted to make it look like a wreath. I know it probably looks crazy right now, but trust me, this will all come together. I promise. Okay, because I'm gonna have it go over the sides a little bit too. Like I said, if I have to add more, I'm gonna add more, which I definitely will need to do. So I'm going to just put a little dab and stick them down. Like I said, this is my own homemade edible glue. It's just a piece of fondant inside some warm-ish water. And then I just wait for the fondant to melt, and then the water becomes very thick and tacky, and yeah, it works. You don't have to go buy all that other crazy stuff. So, yeah. And then, so I'm gonna get all these down. And I think this is where I started. Yep, that's where I started. So I'm just gonna get these down. And then I have some like just plain leaves. And I'm gonna like, I wonder if I should stack them or just keep going with these. It's been a long time actually since I made a wreath cake. Cause I can just kind of like stick these like stick them like that and like kind of fill in some spaces. I have some bigger ones. Some of these really didn't, I don't really care for these to be honest, because they really didn't come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some more of these big ones. And I just kind of put a little bit of water just to kind of shine these up, but I'm going to do piping gel. And then I have some smaller ones here. These I'm not going to use because see, the thing with these cutters, these are my new ones that I specifically bought for this. I don't know how well you can see, the inside's like rounded in and it's not as sharp. And I had a hard time actually getting them out, and the impression's like flat as compared to this one. It sticks out more, like it's more rounded. Like the definition is much better in this than it is this. So I'm actually going to just toss these. I'm gonna roll some more of this holly out, and I'm just gonna stack them up. And when I'm done that, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay guys, so I have my wreath, my basic wreath down. What I wanted to show you, what I'm going to do is, oh, I just lost it. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. Okay, no, I didn't. So this is my last one that I just put down. What I'm doing is I'm taking the tip of my paintbrush and I'm just kind of stabbing it in the middle. And then I'm taking my little nail art tool and the biggest one that I have, and I'm putting 2 like rivets in it. So I already did that to most of these. I also have some little holly pieces that I can put down. So like if you have any spaces that you just don't like, you can just put that in the middle like that. I think there's like one more space over here that I'm not really too crazy about. And then again, I'm just gonna put a little piece of water, a little dab of water, put my little holly piece down, jab it, and we're good to go. So what I'm going to do is, before I even think about putting the little holly balls in there, I'm going to dab, actually I'm not even gonna use my paintbrush. I'm gonna take my ball tool and I'm going to dip it in this water, and I'm just gonna put little bit of water in the middle of these things. And I'm just gonna do it now before I even get to them, because then that way what's in there can evaporate, but at least it will be sticky enough for your pearls to stay. Your like sugar pearls. Now you don't have to do red, you could do white, you could do gold, you could do whatever your little heart desires. This is your cake. I'm just kind of going basic red. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing. Like I said, you can do whatever you want. So yeah. Oh yeah, here's one right here. Put one here, put one there. So this is all, I'm just, like I said, I'm just prepping it because I don't want like all my colors to bleed and stuff like that. So I figured if I just did this now and get the fondant nice and tacky, that it will be fine. So now I'm back around to the beginning. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to open this. I think I got these at Big, well, it does. It says Big Lots, $3. And then let me get a little, hold on. Okay, so I have a little bowl. And I'm going to pour some of these in here because these are red and green. But I just need the red ones. And then I'm ever so patiently, whoops, see? I dropped one, that's all right. Try to get them in the holes, push them down. and then they should stay because it's nice and tacky. You're gonna drop a few. Like I said, I just dropped one. Oh, okay, I was able to get it out. And I put it in the little one. So there's what we got so far. I'm gonna go around and do this to the whole thing, and then you'll see it in a second. Okay, so I've now added all the berries. How cute, fun, and festive is this coming along? So the next part, what I wanna do is, now that I'm done with the green, I am going to add a cute little bow and a cute little ribbon, kind of going through the holly, and then I think we'll probably be finished, and then we'll put the lid on it and call it a day. Okay, so I wanted to come back and show you what I've done so far. I have like a little ribbon wrapped and weaved, what looks like that it's weaved through the holly. So I'm gonna show you how I did that. I have this one little space right here, and then I'm gonna put a bow on it also. So basically what I did is, so I started here, and I kind of, cause I wanted movement and I wanted flow with the wreath. So I wanted it to look like it's going under and then coming up. So that's what I'm gonna do for this little section here. Like I said, I'm not too worried because I'm gonna put a bow also. So as you see, like I just have it kind of weaved around, and then I have it like I took some of my tools and tucked it under to make it really look like it was cinched and pinched underneath of the holly. So what I'm gonna do is right here on this section, I'm gonna lift this leaf up. I don't know how well you can see that. And I'm gonna cut this edge just like a little at like a point. I'm not going to use all of this. I'm gonna take my paintbrush and I'm just gonna put a little dab of water under there. And then I'm gonna stick this fondant. I think I'm gonna cut this a little bit, like more like a point, I think. And then I'm gonna stick this under here and kind of like fold it a little bit because I want it to look like it's this piece coming around. And then I'm just gonna like twist it, and I'm just gonna like mold it. And then it should look like it's coming over here. So I'm just gonna like, where's my scissors? These are my fondant only scissors. So I'm going to cut it to about here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check this out. I'm gonna look and be like, okay. And then I want this to come up under here somewhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lift this little piece up, and I'm gonna lift this big piece up and kind of weave it through these guys. Or actually what I might do, well, I just broke this little section. So I might just have it go over there. I'm gonna lift this leaf up and I'm gonna tuck it under here. And then I'll put some water there. I'm gonna get that leaf back on top. And see, like I just made sure I twisted it. I'm like pinching it so that way you can still see. I'm using my tool just to kind of move it around a bit. Like I kind of want you to see this little holly, but I'm not like too worried about it. But I wanted to just have some movement and dimension. There's a piece sticking out here, and I'm really just taking my tool and I'm just shoving it under so you can't see it. Like you can still see it, but it'll still looks like it flows. So the ribbon has, or the ribbon has like flow and character. And then I'm gonna put a bow at the top. So that's what we have so far. So I will be back when it's time to finish it all up. I do have to go make dinner real quick, so this is gonna have to hold off for a few minutes and then I shall return. All right guys, we are almost finished our cake in a tin. So what I went ahead and did is I made my bow, and I actually went ahead and I made dinner and stuff. I put some paper towels in here just for it to harden, so that should be ready to go soon. I went ahead and picked my spot for my bow, and it's gonna go right here on top of this, and then our cake will be finished. Another thing I did, if you'll notice these gold stars, I added those because I wanted to incorporate the gold star on the tin. So that's why I went ahead and I did that. I got it from this sprinkle mix I actually got at Walmart. It's actually in an ice cream section, and I think I've showed this to you guys before. It's really cool. It's got gold stars, white pearls, pink pearls, green pearls, and all kinds of really cool color jimmies. So I think this was only like $3 or something. So and like I said, it's in the ice cream sprinkle section. They had really cool stuff over there, FYI. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to attach our bow. I got a little sprinkle in here. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna put some water because I want it right here above the little tails. So I'm gonna take the tissue out and I'm just gonna press that right down. Now I know they're probably gonna fall down a little bit when I put the lid on, but that's okay. And then there is our bow. I'm gonna push it down just a little bit. There's our bow. Now one thing I might do also is I'm gonna randomly put just like a little bit of water in some like random spaces, because for my last and final touch, what I'm gonna do, you'll see in a second, is I'm going to sprinkle some of this, it's called Pearlized Sprinkles, and it's just like a pearlized sugar. It reminds me of snow. So I'm gonna take this top off. You see I got it at Ollie's for $1.99 because Ollie's is amazing. It is an amazing place to go and get sprinkles and stuff. So here's what they look like. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take pinches and I'm just gonna sprinkle it, and hopefully it'll stick on some of the places I put water. I think it just gives it like that little snowy effect. So I'm not gonna overdo it. I just put a little bit on there. Look at that. A Christmas cake in a Christmas tin. And then I'm just gonna fold the parchment paper over. I'm gonna put the lid on. Like I said, my bow will probably get smushed. Look at that. Look, there you go. Wrap it up, put a bow on top. They'll open it, and it's heavy. Yeah, my bow got a little squished, but it's okay. And then they'll open it, and they'll see a very beautiful cake, and they can just pull this, and as you can see, the whole cake does lift out of the tin. So they can pull it, serve it like that, or they can cut it in here. Like, how cool is that? Like I said, I don't know if I created this. I probably didn't. Like I said, I was just thinking about it one day. And then, there we go. There's our cake. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I don't know how long it's gonna be until I edit it. Like I said, this is just a really cute gift to give to someone. You know, if it's just them or them and their kids or them and their spouse. Perfect size cake, a small 2-layer 6-inch cake, all nicely decorated. I mean, like I said, just tie it up with a ribbon and a bow, put some ribbon on it. I mean, I think it's cute. I would maybe, this lid's coming up a little bit, so maybe I would put a little bit of tape because the lid's a little loosey-goosey. But like I said, I mean, my bow got a little squished, but that's to be expected. I think it came out adorable. Like I said, they have other size tins. I think this one's really good for like just maybe 2 people. This, like I said, this is a bigger cake tin. Like I said, it doesn't say on here what size it is, but I think they're pretty much the same height. Actually, no, this one's like just a smidge taller. But like if you did this and did a snowman, you can do the stencils on the top of the cake. I mean, you can do all kinds of things. Like, so if you have like a little family that you know, maybe one of these tins. This is a rectangle tin. These are from Walmart. My girlfriend gave me these. I think they went on clearance last year or something, and she brought me a ton over. Like I said, I had to get rid of a few because even though the basement flooded, they did get wet through the bag and they were rusty, and I'm not giving somebody no rusty gross tin. So, but these were all still salvageable. But yeah, so these are at Walmart. I got, well, like I said, last year. Here's the sticker on the back. This one was $3.50. But yeah, maybe next Christmas or this Christmas after Christmas, once everything goes on clearance, stock up, save them for next year. They come in all kinds of sizes. Like I said, this one's shorter. So that's the thing. You're going to have to measure because really you only have like right here. So you're going to have to measure. I think this one probably looks like to be a 2-inch. So yeah, this one's actually a 2-inch, 2¼ inch tall tin. This bigger one is a 3-inch tin. So you'll have to know how tall you can go with your cakes, but still, this would be about 6 decent sized pieces of cake for a small family. So you can still get a small 2-layer cake, or even if you just wanted to do a 1-layer, make it a nice 1-layer cake, cover it and fond it, decorate it, give it to them. It would still be a nice treat. So that's my thoughts on it. I really enjoyed doing this. Like I said, if you want to decorate the cake to match the tin, that's fine. If not, you can do your own thing. But I really had such a good time doing it, and I think these would make really good gifts if you have the time to do it. Like I said, it actually didn't take me too long to do this. I actually started at 5 o'clock, I believe. It's now 9:30. But I did stop, not that you guys know. I stopped, I made dinner. I let my bow, like, you know, do what it was gonna do, even though it got squished, but that's fine. But yeah, so like I said, I stopped in between and I cleaned up in between. So it actually, if you actually sitting down and doing it, I don't think that it would take long to make these, especially if you already have your design. If you're stenciling a design, that would be cool too. I do have a couple candy crafts coming up that I want to do, that you can do with the kids and do for Christmas, and maybe you can add to your cakes in the tin, maybe, possibly, I don't know. And also, I'll probably maybe go live and do some like cookie decorating. I don't know, but that'll be more towards like Christmas. Because I still need to get to 12 days. I still need to do 10 more different cookies. So I'm going to try to get some done like on weeknights that we don't have karate and we don't have other stuff going on. So busy holiday season, as we all know. So yeah, again, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked my idea. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you did, comment down below what you thought about my idea. Like I said, it might not 100% be my idea, but it just came to me one day and I was super stoked to do it. So I did it. So, and I hope you guys liked it again. So I will see you guys soon in the next video. Remember to be kind, because you don't know what kind of battle someone's going through. 'Tis the season. There's a lot of depression, a lot of stress. So be kind. Don't be a dick. And yeah, peace. Peace, love, and happiness, everyone. And I will see y'all soon. Bye.